Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. And now we're finally going to be starting the Crystalline Mean quest for the next 5 videos. This is all I'll be doing. And so I thought the best way to kick things off is do the worst one out of all of them, and that is the one for Fisher. I hated this one when I did it on my main. I really did. It took me hours just to do one of the quests. So I'm really not looking forward to this one. Maybe my luck will be better this time though. Frit! I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to suffer. Hello there, I don't believe I had the pleasure. You must be here to join the Facet of fishing, yes? Oh goodness, that was an awfully presumptuous of me. We haven't had so few applicants recently, I got carried away. The fishes of the Mean and surrounding villages have made their representative, you see. Made me the representative, you see, although I soon discovered the post to be a little more bothersome than I was expecting. I'd much rather be reeling in fish than scrawling numbers in a ledger, but such is life. It's my responsibility to ensure that the citizenry have a steady supply of fish, water, and saltwater foodstuffs, which is not an easy task to be taken lightly. You see, while we were able to produce fruits and vegetables in the Crystarium, fish are a little harder to procure. The trouble is, we tend to eat the same things day in and day out, so I've been researching other species that could use to supplement our diets. In fact, I'll be sharing my latest findings with other members. Would you care to join me? Excellent! I'll meet you in Sullen. And look out for fishers casting your lines. There's nothing quite like a hook in the outer ruin your day. Huh. Alright, where am I going? Oh, that village, huh? Yeah, I hated this quest, this quest line. So I'm really not looking forward to this one. All the other ones are fine. I'll handle the rest. It's just this one I did not like at all. And I'll know when I get to that one quest where I spent hours on, because I distinctly remember where I had to go for the stupid fish. And I think it was down there where I had to go. And I spent hours trying to get the amount of fish. But I'll talk about that, my gripes, when we get to that point. There's gonna be a lot of cutting out for this part. Alright. Isn't this wonderful? I never tire of gazing across the source. Did you know that Wait, I never tire of gazing across the source? Hello? Did you know that most of the fish eaten for Crystarium come from these waters? Oh, that's the name of the lake. But wait a minute. Unfortunately, my newfound duties prevent me from coming here as often as I'd like. Do my eyes deceive me? Could it be that our illustrious leader has found it in a time as busy schedule to pay us a visit? No doubt he'll have more of his words of wisdom to impart. I only wish to diversify the types of fish delivered to the Crystarium, and for that I need your cooperation, as we discussed before. Diversify? Are you saying our catches aren't good enough? I've been earning a living here since you were but a cub, so don't tell me how to do my job. As for you, I advise giving this one a wide berth before he starts filling your head with all sorts of nonsense. He wouldn't even be in charge of one for that one spell of good luck. There are dozens of honest fishers better suited to the position, and none of them would waste their time on wild theories and myths. You have us risking our necks in some wretched hellhole trying to catch a species that, for all we know, might not even exist. We're already providing the people of Crystalline with all the fish they need, so why change things? Listen, Frit, the best thing you can do is stay out of our way. Why don't you go back to your books while we get on with some real work? Ugh. I'm sorry to see that. It seems that Merville is in no mood to hear my proposal. Perhaps you'd be more receptive to my ideas. There's something I'd like to show you if you're interested. What a relief! To be honest, I don't think my heart could bear any more rejection. Anyway, I'll meet you at the Cabinet of Curiosity. Okay. Thankfully, I'm at my Crystarium. Is a free destination because of the security token. Because I'll be coming and going here a lot, especially with the increased gil prices for teleportation coming in Endwalker. Oh, there you are. They're no longer going to be capped at 999. It's going to go over 1,000. We gotta invest in some Aetheryte tickets too. The only thing I enjoy more than fishing is getting engrossed in a good book. Come to think of it, that's part of the reason why I became a representative for the facet of fishing in the first place. You see, I discovered some long-forgotten methods for increasing the average yield per fisher. I put these techniques to the test, and they were even more effective than I could have ever dreamed. One thing I hadn't taken into account, however, is that the person with the highest number of catches is put in charge for the following season. As fate would have it, that turned out to be me. I soon found my new role to be a proverbial poison chalice, and the more experienced members rejected my every suggestion, no matter how minor. I can understand the desire to maintain status quo, but I'm afraid that is actually the cause of a much larger problem facing our people. Citizens young and old throughout the Crystarium are suffering from a range of potentially serious illnesses. Thankfully, most of them don't appear to be contagious, though they merely serve to deepen the mystery of how well they're contracted to begin with. After a considerable amount of research, I came to the conclusion that poor diet is to blame in many cases. People around here tend to eat what they want, when they want, which leads to them missing vital nutrients contained in the less appetizing dishes. In other words, these conditions can be cured simply by consuming the right kinds of food. For example, eating 8-eyes eels is apparently the ideal treatment for the condition known as shadow blindness. Many people lack the ability to see well in the dark, which was until recently believed to have been caused by the unrelenting glare resulting from the flood, but seems to have been common problem long before that. This is just one of many afflictions mentioned in these ancient tomes. Most entries have a list of possible treatments. Many include the names of a certain fish. I intend to catch these and distribute them throughout the Crystarium. Of course, there'll never be enough for everyone unless the rest of the Facet cooperates. If only listen to me. To tell the truth, I feel like you're the only one who sees my side of the argument. If you were anything like the others, you'd have told me to go away by now. Will you be willing to aid me in my endeavors? Why not? You would? I don't know what to say. Perhaps I should start making you an honorary member of the Facet and giving you an assignment. If we make it official, you'll receive payment for any orders successfully fulfilled. One thing we're not short on is coin, I assure you. Before we begin, I need you to get the necessary paperwork in order. So let's get back to the Mean. I'll try to have everything ready before you arrive. Now, unfortunately, I believe with the Mean, it's kind of like the Beast Tribe quests, where you have to actually gain favor before you can actually go to the next rank. So I believe that's how it works, which fucking sucks, which I actually forgot about completely and entirely. So this is gonna be fun. Not all that trifling details have been taken care of. You're ready to fulfill your first order. Do you remember the 8-eyes eels I mentioned earlier? Well, as it turns out, there are a few shadow blindness patients who could benefit from adding those blood-sucking, nightmarish creatures of their diet. And that's where you come in. I'd like you to catch as many of these as you can. Not only will the eels themselves attempt to latch onto their flesh and drain out your body bodily fluids. The area surrounding the lake they inhabit is full of deadly predators. Naturally, they'll try to eat you as well. We fishers normally aim to have safety in numbers, but you'll be alone, I'm afraid. I'm sure just a strapping woman like you will be perfectly fine. Remember, though, you'll be risking your life and limb. Those poor souls who struggle to see well in the dark will be overjoyed. Oh boy! Great! Fucking wonderful. Alright. Yeah, here's pretty much how it works. So it's kind of like the Beast Quests. You build up a steam. So I need six of these things, which is unfortunate. So once I fish up, you can fish those up at I'll give the coordinates for each place where you can fish them out of. You can fish these eels out at Norvrant Lake and Lakeland. So we will be going over here, and 3112 is where we want to go. Oh, it's this one. It's this one, isn't it? Oh, fuck me. Really? Of course, it's the one quest I distinctly remember is obviously the first one. God damn it all. Or what's this one? I don't know. All of them suck. So once I've gotten 6 fish, I will be back and we will proceed to the next one. Proceed to our next little mission. Alright, for all my griping, that was a lot easier than when I first did it. But then again, this time around, I'm level 80, I have level 80 gear, and I don't think I was level... Was I level 80 when I first did this on my main? I don't remember what level I was. But I looked up tricks on how to do it easily, and it was pretty simple. Basically, you go back there, if you're having trouble getting it, I just surface slapped what I didn't need and released everything I didn't need. And when I caught the eel, I did identical cast. That guarantees you to get another one. So you can get 2 pretty easily. You just gotta do it you just gotta do it 2 more times after that. But the thing is with this, once you catch another eel, you can't use this again until you fish up another one. So keep that in mind. But yeah, that was a lot easier than the first time. There you go. Now, obviously, if you have high quality, you get a lot more XP. I think you get a lot more scripts too, but I don't really care. I'm not in it for the XP or the scripts. Oh, yes, very nice. Not the biggest or plumpest I've seen, but I'm sure this will work wonders for our Shadowbringers patrons all the same. Nice. Thank you for your hard work. I believe we have a sufficient number of 8 eyes eels for the time being. I don't think I mentioned this, but the people I used to test to test the treatment for shadow blindness are acquaintances of mine who work in the Cabin of Curiosity. Old books must be kept out of the light if at all possible, so not being able to see in the dark poses something of a problem. The curators have already started eating their eels, although they will need to wait and see if they have the desired effect. Of course, they welcome the chance to try something different from the usual fare caught at the source. Not only that, they were extremely satisfied with the taste. Speaking of something different, I think it's high time we had you cast your line in new waters. Having said that, I'm still investigating which condition we should attempt to try to treat next. In the meantime, perhaps you can hone your skills in preparation for challenges that lie ahead. Hey, gang Scott, what's that? Oh, check that out. There's the revised. Too bad it's absolutely pointless. Again, this would have been really great leveling botanist and miner, or botanist in particular. But, oh well. Good. I got it. What's next? Since I was hoping you would stop by, for I have most welcome news. How are your patrons doing? The course of eels have we recommended. The curators of the Cabinet of Curiosity has done all we could have hoped for, and more. Some of them claim they can even read in the dark now. At any rate, word of this treatment has spread throughout the city and appears to have found its way to the ears of my compatriots in the facet of fishing. Unfortunately, most of them remain unconvinced that I'm unfit to act as their leader, so I asked the Chirurgeons of Spygrix if there were any other diseases that have difficulty treating. They say that a lot of people come to them complaining of rashes and so on. However, a few of those patients also have been taken to eating all sorts of strange things such as coal and paper. Ugh. After consulting the Cabinet of Curiosity, I learned these symptoms often occur in those lack meat and dairy in their diets. At first, I didn't see any way of the facet of fishing to help, but after a little more digging, I found that these types of food are rich in zinc. Do you know what else is rich in zinc? Creamy oysters. Unfortunately, they can be hard to come by unless you go all the way to Kolisha. But being the helpful sort you are, you'd be willing to go and snag some, wouldn't you? Sure. Splendid! I'm sure the Shurgans will be thrilled when Spygrix is free of paper munching patients. Okay, the next one. So we need 6 oysters. So we gotta go to Kolisha for that. Now, I forgot to mention, the bait that I used for the eels were fruit worms. And for the bait we're gonna use for this time is Moebi shrimp. So we gotta go to Kolisha, and the place that we're gonna fish is 832. So that would be there's 8. We're gonna be like over here somewhere. So once I've gotten the oysters, I will be back and we will turn our stuff in. You know, I think I'm starting to make a fool out of myself. I said this was the hardest of the bunch, but I've been having no trouble getting these stupid fish. The identical cast is helping quite a lot too. The identical cast cuts back on a lot of time I would spend. So Frit, I got your 6 oysters. Here you go. Enjoy them. Not bad. I expect you'll be able to find some even better ones if you keep trying. No, I'm not gonna keep trying at all, good sir. Well, that makes another shipment's worth. Let's see who deliver these to Spygrix. Or Sprygix, whatever the place is called. Whatever. Hello, we come bearing oysters. Oh, you're just in time. The patrons have already eaten their way through the last batch and we're pestering us for more. This fella has the most persistent of the lot, although he tells me he's well on the road to recovery. I am. Oh, praise be, it's a miracle. Before I started my course of oysters, I'd eat almost anything I could get my gnashes on around. Boots, candles, even a tatty old Amaro brush. What kind of disease is this that lets you eat objects of like boots or candles? I kind of want to know this. I spent goodness knows how long picking the bristles out of my teeth, and I ate those as well. Well, thanks to you, I'm cured. Actually, the remedy is from an old book, so I think its author is the one worthy of your gratitude. Come now, Master Frit. There's no need to be so modest. As a matter of fact, you and your scholarly pursuits have become the talk of the Crystarium. First the curators of the Cabinet of Curiosity, and now the patients here at the Spygrix. It really is quite remarkable. I wonder, might I be so bold as to request your aid in another matter? Sure. You have my thanks. Actually, I'd like to ask whether your tomes mention any cases of dizziness is accompanied by heart palpitations. These symptoms are fairly common in isolation, but cases of them occurring together have been rare until recently. Obviously, we tell our patients to rest as much as possible, but beyond that, there's little else we can do for them. Until we know what's causing it, the chances for a full recovery is slim. Please, would you look into what might be behind it? I'll do everything in my power. This might take a while, but I have a feeling I'll be calling your services again. Until then, keep practicing. Okay, I will. Not. Good. I'm a piscatorial pioneer. I've made an incredible breakthrough. What's up, guy? The key to curing the mysterious illness lies in the bright mirrored clam. Unfortunately, they're not native to the source, so we'll have to try further afield. My tomes tell me they can be found near Longmere Lake, once part of the kingdom of Vilbert. These days, that whole area is part of Ilmeg, and most of us would sooner steer clear of there if we can help it. Although, considering the dangerous places you've been to thus far, I assume you're not scared of a few pixies. Well, Theo seems fine, mostly. I'm free. You know Theo? Then the rumors of the traveler who befriended a pixie are actually about you, am I right? Huh, you certainly are full of surprises. It seems I found the perfect candidate to go fishing for clams in Ilmeg. There should be some in a river called the Spoiled One, if the rumors are true. So, are you up to the task? Sure. I say, you seem rather confident. These mischief makers had better think twice before they play any tricks on you. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join you on this occasion as I have things to take care of. I know it's not because I'm terrified of pixies. Perish the thought. Of course, I would never dream of that. So I believe you need 6 more of these. Yes, 6. So yeah, so for these, we gotta go to Ilmeg, and we gotta go to the river known as the Spoiled One. So this time we gotta grab we need fruit worm as bait or versatile lures. I'm gonna stick with fruit worm because I have them in abundance. And the place in question that we gotta go to is at 2814. So 28, and then up here, there's the Spoiled One River. Wait, 14. Right there. That's where we gotta go. So once I've gotten the deals, the clams, I will be back. It's official. I've been making a fool of myself. I don't know why I struggled so much the first time on my main. I know for a fact I was a lady, but I never had this much ease the first time because this is ridiculous. This is easy. What the fuck is going on here? My luck is on point apparently. Or that's just how it is. Frit, I got your oysters, clams, whatever. Here's your damn clams. Take them. I'm not sure this will be perfectly adequate. Well, it's certainly fresh if nothing else. Don't judge my clams. I don't care if they're high quality or not. Your bright mirror clams are being distributed to the patients as we speak. Oh, that's right. The Shurikens mentioned they might be paying us a visit at some point, presumably to shower you with praise. Frit, Cecil, the clams did the trick. How can we ever repay you? Let's not worry about all that now. The main thing is the welfare of your patients. Just a moment. Is that Lob? Yes, he's the one who benefited from your efforts. Until recently, he can barely stand without experiencing dizziness and palpitations. Thankfully, the treatment worked exactly as you predicted. To tell the truth, He probably would have recovered even quicker if he hadn't spent more time sleeping instead of constantly talking about the facet of fishing. Now, I don't like to pry, but I hear there has been some discontent among your members. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I thought if a Facet member were to try one of your treatments, then, well, I'm sure you see where I'm getting at. I'll take it from here, if you don't mind, Frit. Frit, I'm not one to mince my words, and I won't be starting now. When you started spouting off balanced diets and nutritional value, I thought it was a load of nonsense. That was until the Jurgens cajoled me into trying your methods. Without my knowledge, I might add. Anyway, after a few servings of bright mirror clam, I started to notice a difference. Only then did they tell me it was all your idea, and the scales fell from my eyes. As much as I hate making apologies, I reckon you owe one. I owe you one. I'm sorry, Frit. If there's anything I can do to make it up to you, just say the word. Oh, it's quite alright, really. Well, if you're feeling up to return to work, there are a few assignments you can help with. Yes, we could use a lot more creamy oysters and bright mirror clams. And not just for spygrics either. We can encourage the citizenry to include them in their daily meals, then perhaps some of the illnesses we've been treating will become a thing of the past. Yes, I couldn't agree more. We'll do our best to keep the shipments coming in. It's amazing to think that the knowledge in those ancient tomes could be making such a difference in this day and age. Perhaps this will add a bit more weight to my side of the argument. Of course, if it weren't for your bravery and commitment, none of this would have been possible. Now that Lav has offered to assist us, we should be able to maintain the supply of our existing specialties while exploring new avenues. If it keeps reeling in nutritious morsels, I'll see what information I can dig up. Alright, or drudge up what he said, or whatever he said. Alright, I'm an apex angler. Cecily, you've come at a good time. Lob has been telling me of a young woman stricken with the most unusual combination of symptoms. She's been having frequent dizzy spells, much like I was, but if that weren't bad enough, there's something wrong with her eyes. The whites have gone all white. That doesn't sound good at all. Yes, as far as I can tell, the dizziness is due to a certain thinness of the blood, while the discoloration is a sign of jaundice. What is that? She's been like this for a long time, and she's understandably reluctant to go outside, which isn't doing her much good either. Is there anything we can do for the lass? Well, those ancient tones might have something in the matter. Lob, follow me. I have a feeling we'll be needing your help too. Okay. Alright. Let's go see what we can do to help out. To the cabinet! Where you at? Where you at, sir? You're above me, aren't you? What a dick. Where the hell are you? There you are. I believe the information we seek should be in this section. Would you mind checking over there? Bloody hells. So much for peace and quiet. Marvel, what a surprise to see you here. I never pictured you as much as a reader. I'm not here for my own enjoyment. As for you, Lob, I thought you'd been more sense to throw it in your lot with these two. Marvel, for once in your life, would you shut up and listen? They're the reason why I'm up and walking again. Don't you see? Frit was right. Is that so? Be it as it may, we should leave healing the sick to the professionals. They've got their duties, we've got ours. Are you fishers or not? What a dick. He never was one for civilized debate, but he only wants what's best for our people. At least that's what he thinks is best at any rate. He's been around long enough to remember the days when starvation was all too real a threat. That's why Marvel and the rest of the old guard will not like to agree with anything that might lead to fewer fish being caught. Younger ones will be more likely to support your cause, though. To be honest, I can't see your talk about balanced diets bring their support, but there must be a way to get through to them. I'm sure there will be a time to think about that once I've found a treatment for your friend. I appreciate what you're doing for her, but why don't we have the curators look for the information instead? In the meantime, we can concentrate on gaining some of the other fishes on your side. I've tried that before, but they weren't interested in any of my ideas. Can you blame them? They're not culinarians or chirurgeons, they're fishers. I think they'd be a lot easier to persuade if you can prove you're worthy of being your leader. Perhaps you could try catching something you've never seen before, like a calico trout. That'd impress them. Yes, that might work. Now all we need to do is locate and catch one of the most elusive fish in the history of our art. It's no easy feat, that much is certain. And to make matters worse, the last known sighting of a calico trout was in Ilmeg, which until now I've gone to great lengths to avoid. Perhaps you can come with me, Cecila. Since you seem to be on good terms with at least one pixie, they may decide to leave us alone long enough for us to cook our prey. Pixies? Rather you than me. Anyway, once I've asked the curators to lend us a hand on these books, I'll keep an eye on for things that they mean. Someone's gotta take care of the place while you're away. Okay, back to Ilmed we go. Alright. Else the first light. Where am I going? I'm going way up there. Why me? There's a really faster way to get up there. If I actually find the right direction, I'll get there faster. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, but you know, I was expecting these quests to be a lot longer, but these are pretty short. I mean, aside from the delivery quests, there's only like 2 actual quests. There's this one and there's one at the very end. Everything else is like all delivery. This place is a lot more pleasant than I was expecting, and I haven't been at cost by even one pixie thus far. You don't think they'd play any mean tricks on us, do you? If that's all the same to you, I'd like to catch that fish as soon as possible and get back to the Crystarium. We might even be able to get this done more quickly if we can make it a more friendly competition. The first one to deliver a calico trout to Lob is the winner. Alright, yep, we gotta catch our high quality one. So, you can get this at 21.23. Sadly, this guy is fishing in the wrong spot, so I'm going to go. It's in the water. What? I guess it doesn't really matter where you go, so long as it's in the lake, right? And that's in the water. Obviously, I'm not gonna go deep sea diving for fish. But the bait you can use for this is a fruit worm, marble nymph, or a rubber ball, or the versatile lure. I'm gonna stick with the fruit worm. So when I've caught my fish, I will be back to turn it in. Alright, I got my trout. I'm not even gonna talk about how easy that was. Lob. Clearly my experience as a fisher back then was shit. I've matured apparently, so here's your fish. As I live and breathe, it's magnificent. Lob, I caught one too. Of course, I'd expect nothing less from the head of the Facet of fishing. Anyone who would doubt a deal would put firmly in their place when they see what you've caught. I hope you're right. If all goes according to plan, then we'll be able to get a few of the younger members to go after the rarer species in your stead. Yeah, it's not giving more time to help here with giving assignments and seeing to deliveries, which in turn will make it easier for you to show your face down at the stores a bit more often. Marvel and his cronies will find it a lot harder to ignore you that way. Once they see you're taking care of the day-to-day running of the Facet of fishing, they're more than likely to lend you an ear and even a hand, and maybe even a hand. But before all that, there's a certain young lady in need of help. Maybe the curators that dug up the information we're after. Goodness me, I had to admit that had all but slipped my mind. I'm lucky to have you here to remind me. I'll go ahead to the Cabinet of Curiosity, but we'll send word if there is anything that requires your assistance. I shall see you anon. Okay. You do you. I didn't take the image off, I'm sorry. I don't know if I took the image off before. What's up, guy? I found a cure! Well, a potential cure anyway. What's up? What do we gotta do? Let me take the image off first, so we can actually see what's going on. As you may recall, Lob told us of a young lady suffering from a prolonged bout of jaundice and frequent spells of dizziness. Though we made an earnest attempt to retrieve what necessary information from the Cabinet of Curiosity, it was when we asked the curators for help that we finally struck gold. It seems that the key to overcoming such symptoms lies in the nutrition-rich fat reserves of certain fish, particularly those that spend extended periods out of water. Now, if you think that species like that would be incredibly hard to find, you'd be right. The tomes tell of the amber monkfish, which lurks beneath the sands of Amarang, but around the hills of Amber, seeing what little moisture it can find. Fishing in a desert sounds like a rather daunting task, but I assume you're up to the challenge. I knew I could count on you. The illustrations in the picture in the books are anything to go by. They're ugly little blighters. Should probably catch as many as possible, though. Oh, and watch your fingers. Like I mentioned before, long ago, the fact that this game has so many creative ways to fish is kind of amazing. There's ocean fishing, obviously. You know, there's lake fishing, river fishing, pond fishing. There's ocean fishing. There's lava fishing. There's sky fishing. There's miasma fishing. Whatever you think of. All right, so we gotta get 6 of these things. So what you're gonna need for bait is a desert frog, or dessert frog, a jerked ovum, or versatile lures. So, and we gotta go to Amarang, which means we need to go to 1615, which is located way up here, right around here. So once I've gotten all the fish, I will be back to turn it all in. Alright, I've got all my items. So, Fret, here you go. Have it all. Take it all, because I certainly don't want it. Oh, it's even more hideous than the tomes. Is it just my imagination, or does it seem a little underfed? No matter. I'm sure it'll be nutritious enough. I better hope it'll be, because I'm not going back out there for more. I think that should be enough. We don't want her being overnourished. Come to think of it, I don't believe I've ever met our patient, which is not so surprising given her condition. I take it the treatment is going well. Oh yeah, she's looking a lot better. Less yellow around the eyes, at least. Trouble is, even after eating all that liver, she's still as limp and lifeless as a beach jellyfish. She's always been a bit of a sickly child, but the Churkins seem to think it could be something worse, most likely Christiosis. Oh gods, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, not even Merville. What's that? Oh, so I'm sorry, Cecil. Since you're not from these parts, you've probably never heard of Christiosis. Its name derives from the fact that it only affects those living in and around the Crystarium, although the exact causes are unclear. The body gradually becomes less and less responsive and can even lead to death in some cases. There's one thing I have to tell you. It's about the patient. She's Merville's daughter, Hurelli. Oh, that's not good. We all know that he's too proud to come to you, so I thought it best to keep her identity from you in case you refuse to help. But her condition is a lot worse than we'd realized, so it's time to stop messing around. Yes, we can't allow the feud between Merville and myself jeopardize Horelli's treatment. Though I must say, Lob, I'm rather disappointed that you thought I could be that petty. Your doubts were entirely unwarranted, I assure you. Now that I think about it, the day we saw Merville in the Cabinet of Curiosity, he must have been there to research his daughter's illness. But that was when we thought that jaundice and dizziness were the worst of her symptoms. There's only one thing for it. It's back to the books. Cecily, you leave this to us. If there's anything to cure crystiosis through the nutrients in fish, we're sure to find it. And we'll be needing your angling skills before long, Cecily, I'm certain. If past experience is anything to go by, we'll be sending you out to some fiend-infested bog at the arse end of... somewhere tranquil and picturesque. You don't have to sugarcoat it for me. I think I have a fair idea where I'm being sent off to. I'm an aquatic artisan. Now time for the last quest for the fishing. If you came to hear good news, I've not got none to give. We're still no closer to finding a cure for crystiosis. Of course, people only started using this name after the appearance of the Crystal Tower. Oops. Fucking notifications on my computer. Go away, notifications! And I have no idea what people called it before then. So having said that, the ancient book records speak of Noble's Rot, which has remarkably similar symptoms in Horelli's illness. But as the name implies, it only seems to affect those who lead lives of luxury. Since we're not likely to find anyone like that around the Crystarium, it's hard to say whether Noble's Rot and crystiosis are one and the same. The only people who might be considered wealthy are those wine-quaffing gluttons over in Yulmore. Yulmore! Lob, you're a genius! Am I? It never occurred to me to go all the way there, though. The chances of them being able to help are slim at best. Well, slim chance is better than none at all. If there's a cure for Noble's Rot, they must have their own way of treating it. Can I ask you to keep an eye on things for a while? Aye. So that's all let's head for Stilton and ask the local fishers. Okay, we can do that. Alright. Any word for it? Any luck? There's something about the ocean that stirs the soul, don't you think? I wonder how many species of fish are waiting to be discovered. I read all sorts of fantastic aquatic creatures in the tomes, and I look forward to the day I can see them with my own eyes. Oh, I do apologize, I was rather lost in thought here. I had better start asking locals what they know of Noble's Rot. Why don't you try that elderly gentleman over there? What are you? Hello, sir. I need to pick your brain. You're not from around here, are you? What do you want? We're terribly sorry to bother you, but we're wondering if you knew anything about Noble's Rot. Ha! That's one name for it. Or as I like to call it, rich bastards comeuppance. Loads of people in Yulmore get it, and they've only got themselves to blame. All day they sit there, filling their faces with expensive delicacies, drinking themselves senseless. That don't do your body a whole lot of good, so while their bellies grow fatter... Oh shit, my thumb slipped. Luckily for us down here in Stilton, the Amorans still seem to think eating Prospero eels cures it. We sometimes find them tangled up in our nets, and they fetch a decent price. I see. Tell me, good sir, where can we catch these eels? Well, it's hard to say since it's nigh impossible to hook one intentionally. Normally they'd be out of our reach, but they occasionally drift up from the depths. There's no telling how long it'll be before we snag another one. I've seen a few at market before, though. Some elf boy opened up a trade between Yulmore and the Undo, who sometimes bring Prospero eels to sell. But even they don't seem to catch many, and it's often they make the journey here. Their merchants came by quite recently, which means it'll be a while before we see them again. It would seem we reached something of a dead end. These eels are no match for the power of friendship! If they leave at the bottom of the sea, that's where I'll go. My word, your commitment never ceases to amaze me. Are you sure it's not too much to ask? Glad to hear it. I'll be back at the Mean trying to find the best way to cook the eels. Apparently it's all too easy to botch it and turn them into something resembling the regurgitated contents of a seagull's stomach, to quote the book. I'm sure the treatment will be a lot more effective if our patient can keep it down. It's a fool's errand if you ask me, but I heard the Undo use Moebi shrimp as bait. Might be worth a try. But if your travels take you to the ocean depths, you better be damn careful. I heard there are ancient creatures down there that even survived the flood of light. Beasts that old and that tough won't hesitate to snap at any nasty treats that come their way, including careless fishers. Go if you must, but don't say I didn't warn you. Consider your warning well and truly heeded. Do you know who I am, sir? It appears that the Prospero eels you seek inhabit the Tempest. You may be able to catch them at the Norvron slope. So basically, with that being said, we gotta go to 2915, which is I think that's down below. That is below, unfortunately. Oh boy. So it's like underneath the whole thing. So you're gonna need your Moebi shrimp. So once I've got the shrimp, I will be back, turn it in, and we will wrap up the Fisher Facet quests. We'll knock out one Crystalline Mean quest line. I've got my fish. That was so easy. It was literally the first catch. My God. Here I said this was gonna be the hardest of the bunch. Yeah. Made him fool myself. Here's your damn eel. Ow. It's repulsive, but more importantly, it appears to be a fine specimen and is no doubt bursting with nutrition. Now all that remains is to follow the recipe and serve it to Huriel. I'll go ahead to Spygrix and tell her the meal's on its way. Let's hope she's got a good appetite. I'm actually something of a dab hand in the kitchen, but it'll require all my culinary abilities to make such a grotesque fish look presentable. That'll take a while to cook, so perhaps we can meet at Spygrix a little later? Okay, I'll leave it to you. Don't botch up my fish. I had to go far for that. I had to go far for that. So probably better if I just go to the Salt Gates. While we don't see any immediate effects, I mentioned to see what she makes of the flavor. How was it? Delicious! But is this truly the key to overcome my illness? It's still too soon to be sure, but providing our theories are correct, your symptoms should gradually improve if you continue with the treatment. I must say, it's a lot more appetizing than any of the medicines I've been given until now. You! Get away from my daughter this instant! Father, what's wrong? Aren't these your friends from the Facet? They brought me a meal to help cure my crystiosis. I work my fingers to the bone to pay her for her medicine. You think you can do better? These kinds of diseases are caused by an improper diet. The dish Cecil and Frit put together is meant to give her what she's been missing. Yes, and this is based on our research at the Cabinet of Curiosity, where we found that crystiosis is essentially the same disease as known as Noble's Rot. The condition is common among Yomorans, who use Prospero eel as a treatment. That's why we brought some from Horelli to try. You use my daughter as a test subject for your madcap theories. There's nothing madcap about eating a balanced diet, and your daughter was as keen as anyone to try this new approach. Of course, Horelli isn't the only one suffering from crystiosis. Only a lot more Prospero eels. We're lucky to have Cecily here, but we can't expect her to keep catching them indefinitely. Lob and I can't do this by ourselves. We need experienced fishers like you, Merville. Please, help us. You did all this for Horelli even after everything I said. And we'll continue to do so, perhaps with you there to lend a hand. Yes, of course. If you'll have me. Horelli, you'll be out here soon, I promise. Come on, let's return to the main. I'm sure they have a lot to discuss. All right. To the mean. Hello, Frit. I'm pleased we finally were able to get through to Merville. Though if Lob hadn't been so discreet, our efforts may have seemed like a shallow attempt to use Horelli's illness to manipulate her father. He acted out of a genuine desire to help her, which will continue to be the driving force behind our efforts. Marvel, how's Horelli? A lot better, thanks to you. So much so that she told me to stop fussing over her and give you a lot of hand. It's good to see she's in high spirits. As for getting on with some work with the Facet, Lob has a few special assignments if you're interested. You just try and stop me. Watch out, fish. Here I come. It's incredible to think how much has changed. With everyone working together towards a common goal, things should go a lot more smoothly from now on. Having said that, I can't help but wondering what could have happened if you and Lob hadn't been there to guide me. Ha! I'd probably still be butting heads with Merville and the others, which probably bears thinking about. But it's only me, not only me who need help, it's everyone in the Crystarium. Once they get into better eating habits, they'll be much happier and healthier and happier as a result. Me and the Facet of Fishing will be doing our utmost to follow the fine example you set. While I appreciate that you have your own path to walk, your own challenges to face, you'll be sorely missed. If you're ever in the Crystarium, we'd love to hear your stories from your travels. All the best, my friend. Alright! I am the warrior of water! Nice. Long live and prospero! And that is the end of our first Crystalline Mean quest line. Very short and sweet. I thought it was gonna be a lot longer, honestly. This is a very short video. I thought these were gonna be like an hour and a half long. I was so wrong. But yeah, That's pretty much how the gist of this works. So I think next I'll work with this guy, the other set of gatherers, and then we'll move on to the crafter ones. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part. Later.